Virginia and Eric were insane.
They were like, your turn.
Your turn.
Tag team.
Listen, they don't miss a beat. As soon as he says that, you need to focus on her. Here go Virginia. Well, you got 9 months.
Oh my God.
Yo! Virginia!
She's my queen. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. This is Sugar.
I'm Spice.
If you're new, welcome. Thank you for clicking on the channel. Stick around for a while. No pressure. No pressure. Today we're going to be reviewing Season 12, Episode 5 of Marriage at First Sight.
Yes.
So let's get into it.
Yeah.
So scenes open up, of course, if it's Chris and Paige, it's going to be dramatic. So Chris is talking with the producers and he's saying, I don't want to tell her. I don't want to tell her.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, what you don't want to tell her, Chris?
Yeah.
What's going on? For some reason, I guess, or another, they would rather wait till later in the episode to tell us what the bomb was. So then we fast forward 2 hours earlier to Clara and Ryan on their date.
Or their morning, their wake up.
Right, when they wake up. Clara says she wants to go swim with the dolphins, free the dolphins.
Right.
Yeah, because they don't need to be in a little 50-foot kiddie pool. Put them in the ocean where they belong. Anyway, I digress. So they're talking about how they're going to go swim with the oceans, what they're going to do for the day. For whatever reason, every time I look at their interaction with each other, Clara gives me, I'm like, woo, I'm all in here. I can't wait for this to happen. And we're just going to be happy forever. And Ryan just gives me like, you're cool.
I agree. Clara actually gives the marriage a 10 out of 10. And she pretty much just says that she's like extremely happy and that, you know, she's ready to take the marriage to the next level. And she's just completely head over heels and she feels like they're matched perfectly pretty much. Which to me is, I don't see it. But I feel like she's just telling herself that because she's just really attracted to him.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's what's leading her.
I think that's really it, what it is, because they have so many opposites. So basically, they go on the aquarium date. They start discussing, you know, children and
what's the big one? Yeah. So I mean, the main thing that I noticed about Clara is that she almost wants her kids, I feel like, to raise themselves. Where I feel like Ryan really wants structure. She's almost like completely hands off. Whatever they want to do, I want to allow them to do it. Whether it's gender, sexual, whatever sport they want to play, which is fine to a certain extent. Because at the end of the day, you're still their parents, so
they need guidance.
They still need guidance, and they still. I mean, if you leave it up to a child to choose if they want to go to church or not, they're obviously going to say no. So her saying that she doesn't want to force her kids to go to church, to me, is a really immature way of thinking, because churches gives you, like Ryan said, like the moral foundations, just gives you that moral grounding that you need. And I feel like that's true. And
I don't feel like she would understand that because, well, I grew up in the church, you grew up in the church. I don't think she would feel that way because that wasn't her thing. She's not very religious at all. So, you know, for you to, you know, grow up in church and then feel like at the end result is, I don't really think I believe in all of this, which is where she's at.
Right.
She kind of feels like she was being dragged along the whole time. So she doesn't feel like I don't think, to me, it seems like she didn't really feel like she got anything out of being in church, where I feel like I did. Even growing up in church, I feel like a lot low-key kept me out of some trouble. Another thing with Clara and Ryan, I just don't see it for them because Ryan is super structured, organized. My routine is the same every single day. I eat the same breakfast. I go to the gym. I go to work. I do this. Clara's kind of just all over the place. She's doesn't really have her schedule's all over the place. She doesn't really have structure in her life like that. She's kind of a blow with the wind type situation. So even as far as she says that she's messy when it comes to her living situation, and he's like, oh no, absolutely not. So in those ways, they absolutely clash.
Right.
And I don't know if I could be completely wrong, but from their interaction, I just pick up that he doesn't see her the same way she sees him. I don't really feel like he's like falling for her or having feelings for her. I don't.
His actions.
He seems like a friend. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you're my friend. You're the homie.
Yeah.
I don't really see them ever be super affectionate, even though she wants it, because a lot of times, usually in this situation, the woman takes the lead. So if she's a go, he's a go.
I mean, yeah. When they were talking about moving in together, Clara did say that she feels like with Ryan, he may not have as easy of a transition when it comes to moving in together, because he's never lived with anybody before.
Right.
And Ryan is thinking that it'll be like simple, easy for him, and he's putting on like he feels like it's gonna just be a seamless transition. But Clara is like, she reads him and she knows like your routine, your structure, I'm messy, I'm all over the place. And she actually uses her intuition to note that she thinks that this is not gonna be as drama free or as easy as he thinks it will.
I don't know if you remember her saying this, but he was like, yeah, I don't know, I'm just very routine and structured. And she was like, well, you stay routine, I'll just pop in and out when I feel like it.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's not really how a marriage works.
Girl.
Yeah.
Did you really just say that to him?
Yeah.
But, okay.
Yeah.
We move on.
Yeah.
So next we transition to Eric and Virginia on their date. Well, in their morning routine.
Right.
They're getting together, figuring out what they're going to do today. And they're in the bathroom. It's interesting. There's so many layers on this show. Even the smallest conversations, you can just see certain dynamics between the couples.
Yeah. So
they were just basically having a conversation, and she was saying something about how she didn't want to get her hair wet.
Yeah, she was curling her hair.
Right. And he said, oh, so if I want you to get in the water, you're not going to get in the water? She was like, oh, I'll get in, but, I just don't want to get my hair wet. And he's like,
if you go to the pool with me, then you're getting your hair wet. And she's like, well, I'll go in the pool, I just won't get my hair wet.
It's like, no, you have to get your hair wet. I don't know.
And then she goes and says, well, okay, well, if I go in the pool and I get my hair wet, then we're just going to have to get ready an hour earlier. And then he goes to say, well, then you're always late to everything, so if we have to be somewhere by 7, then I'll tell you 6. And then she goes to say, well, if I get my hair wet, then you got to tell me 5. And then he goes to say, and it just goes down this weird thing.
It was,
I feel like rabbit hole.
Right.
He has an authoritative kind of presence about him, and I don't really know if that's just who he is or if he's just doing that because she is young and he is trying to kind of rein her in. I mean, regardless of whatever the reason is, I'm not here for it. I don't agree with it. I don't think that that's how you talk to your wife or your spouse. You're not her dad. You're not, her guardian.
It's just, I feel like partly it's his personality to kind of, maybe he has a little bossiness in him.
Right.
Shout out to Bree. But also I just feel like he, in his head, already has it that she's younger than me, so I know a little more than she does. I'm going to kind of lead this through, and, I'm going to lead this situation along. She's just going to follow me throughout this situation. And she's like, no, you're really not, though. Yeah, I have my own opinion.
And I like that. I like that about Virginia. Shout out to Virginia for having a backbone. I like that. Go, girl. So they're at the pool, and they're talking, and pretty much Eric brings up, something about guy friends.
He said, guys and girls cannot be friends unless they are dating one of your friends. So if the guy is dating one of your friends or married to one of your friends, right? Or if he's gay, or that's it.
That's it. You can't think of anything else.
It's some funny business going on in Eric's world. That's what he said.
That's what he said.
So it's just, and that was another conversation that was like, very playful turned serious.
Yeah,
all of a sudden,
a
out of
very
nowhere.
serious undertone with a playful layer on top to cover it.
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
But it's you can see, right? And shout out to Virginia for using her intuition. She goes to the camera and she says, he has a jealousness about him. She feels it. She sees it. She's calling it for what it is. And that's what I like.
We transitioned from that conversation where they're sitting down at dinner.
Right.
And they were discussing how he's a pilot. He's going to be gone half the month.
Yes.
And then the other half, he'll be back. And, you know, they're talking about their schedule and it really just conflicts completely.
Yeah.
And Virginia brings up a good point and says, well, when we have children, that means basically, so you're going to be missing half of parts of their life.
Yeah,
they
and
have
she'll be a single mom half the month.
That's a really big deal.
I just want to point out that Virginia is looking at the situation for what it is, and Eric is trying to sugarcoat everything. He goes to say, she says, so you'll be gone for half the month. He's like, no, I'll be here for half the month. Like, what?
Sir.
What are you trying
to see what you're doing?
You see that manipulation? Half cup, half empty, half full tactic. I like how Virginia is actually thinking about this long term. She's putting, you know, what he's saying in place with their future, and she's actually considering, like, you know, the trials and tribulations that might be ahead. And he's just like,
it's funny that she's the younger one, and he keeps talking about her not being mature, but she's the one who's actually looking at this situation from a more realistic point of view, whereas he's trying to just,
oh, it's not a big deal. It's okay.
We'll figure out, cross that bridge when we get there.
You know, as soon as you get home from work, I'm there. I'm literally right there. Like, I'll be waiting for you. This is no big deal. But in reality, it is. And it's something to consider. And it's not something that should be ignored. So,
it's a really big deal.
Kudos to Virginia for that. Big girl pants.
So, let's get this out the way.
Yes.
All right.
We'll transition over.
Haley and Jake. They ain't got nothing going on.
Yes.
As per usual.
Yeah.
They're not talking about anything really. There's no deep discussion.
Yeah.
There's no how many kids do you want to have. There's no what do you feel about religion.
Right.
There's none of that. There's literally nothing. It's just
crickets.
Yeah, so
yeah. I mean, she says that she thinks that Jake is quirky. Obviously, we know that. He says that he's really attracted to Haley. Obviously, we know that.
Who cares?
I don't know. It's just very.
Oh my gosh! Next couple.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Vincent and Bree. So now we're going to Vincent and Bree. They wake up in bed together, all in love, and you know. Thank God Vincent's grandmother's doing better.
Yes.
He's just basically thanking Bree for, you know, having his back through the whole situation, which was really cute.
Super sweet. They actually have a conversation about what kind of house they want to live in.
So Bree says, do you want to live in a condo, townhouse, or a high-rise?
Right.
He says, well, a condo or a townhouse would be cool.
Yeah. Townhouse maybe because it's more practical.
Oh, yeah. He said you get more bang for your buck.
Yeah.
So she says, so what if I wanted to live in a high-rise?
Super weird energy.
You know, remember when your family said you were bossy?
Ding, ding, ding.
What did we say?
We called it.
What did we say?
We called it.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go back and watch our other reviews.
Yeah, episode 2 maybe, when they got married. Actually, maybe episode 2 when they got married.
In episode 2, when they were saying
their vows,
the family kept saying how bossy Bree was. Bee's bossy, bossy, bossy. And we said that's not a good thing because it's going to put that in the back of his head. Even if she's in the right, even if she didn't really do anything wrong, maybe they just have a little disagreement.
Yeah.
See, they said you were bossy.
Exactly.
I knew it.
But she actually just laughs it off. See?
Good for her.
You know what? But you see, this is the thing. This is setting the tone. This is like, you know, you're building a sandwich. You're just putting on the mayo. You got the lettuce. You got a little tomato. Not a lot has happened yet, so you can laugh it off. Now, when that sandwich is cooked and done and ready to go, and he want to throw out bossy, we're going to see if she's going to be able to laugh it off, because it's not going to be so funny when he's saying you're bossy about something that is actually a serious situation.
When you guys are trying to raise kids and, you know, talk about bills.
Finances.
And,
woo! They're on cloud 9. You know, grandma's doing better. So nobody's caring about it right now, but pay attention to this scene. This is going to come back. This is a foreshadowing moment.
We called it before. We're going to call it again.
Yep, it's coming.
Okay, we
it's
know
going to come back.
We know what we're talking about. All right.
All right, so now they're having dinner, right? And pretty much on the beach, on the sand, super, super cute. Oh, my gosh. So Vincent is in love. I want to say he is in love with her.
Up and carries her to the table.
Oh, yes.
It's very cutesy.
Very cute, very sweet. I love it. They talk about the fact that they consummated their marriage. I'm happy about it. I mean, you know, we're only on day 3, but that's okay. Like, they've been through a lot. They're married. It's super cool. I love it. And they're both happy about it. He said last night was magic. I was like, what did she do to you?
Focus,
listen. Come on now. I loved it. So, you know, and that's how it's supposed to be. Not for nothing. You become intimate with somebody, the next day should be all butterflies, roses, smiles, and giggles.
And shout out to Vincent, because he said what we said that Chris should have been like, which was, I wanted us to get cool, comfortable with each other, get to know each other, and it happened organically.
Right.
Not just assume because we're in the situation, bada boom, bada bing, you know, it's going to happen like that. So that was good. You know, good situation for them. They seem like they're on cloud 9 right now.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, and I'm here for it.
Hopefully it lasts.
Yes. We're rooting for them. So,
if you don't have a drink, you might want to go get one. If you don't have a chair, you might want to sit down.
Yes.
Because we're finna talk about Chris and Paige.
Ooh.
And you already know how that's gonna be. If Chris and Paige is involved, it's a mess. It's dramatic. It's a whole lot of.
I'm gonna reiterate this, that this is day 3 of marriage.
Jesus.
This is day 3 of marriage.
So she talks to Chris. Chris, what's going on? Nothing. You know how Chris is, just extra dramatic for no reason, like a one-man play.
Just don't worry about it.
So she says, "What's going on?" This man gonna say, "I just found out some devastating news, but don't even worry about it."
Nothing for you to be concerned about.
What time you wanna go to the pool?
How
you gonna tell somebody, your wife, that you just got some devastating news, but don't even worry about it? What time do you want to go to the pool? Does that even make sense to you, Chris? Huh? Does it?
She keeps asking him, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? He keeps saying he doesn't want to tell her. And then out of nowhere, he says, do you really want to know? And then she goes, yes! Yes!
I want to talk about it!
That's
the whole point!
Yes! So he just grabs her, rags her, and brings her into the bathroom, takes off her mic, and I guess, you know, he breaks it, turns the shower on, turns the everything on, and he breaks the news down to her, which I will say that I liked that he didn't do it on camera, because I feel like at least, you know, whatever initial reaction that she was going to have, whether she was going to, exactly. Paige just ate that.
Like she always does.
Like he could have did it on camera, but the producers were thirsty.
They were.
They was at the door.
Come on,
they
Chris.
were like, they wanted to.
Tell her,
they was at. They wanted to go inside. They wanted to open the door themselves.
It makes for good. It makes for good television.
Yeah, the producers was salivating. They was like, please let us see. Let us
trying to act like they care. It's gonna affect the marriage.
The producers knew the information. The producers knew the information. That's why they wanted to get her reaction so badly. So that's why I say I appreciate him.
He didn't give them what they wanted.
Yeah, exactly, because they wanted it so bad. We're like,
they don't care.
all 10 cameras was on the door. Like they was not.
They had microphone trying to.
They was
the microphone here. Microphone under the door. Like,
listen, they was thirsty, okay? They wanted that information so bad. Well, Paige goes to Bree and Vincent goes to Chris. So they have separate scenes. So it's interesting because Bree is just trying to, she doesn't really know Paige. She's known her probably for a week. So she's just trying to be a good friend and not, you know, influence her in any way. But, you know, she asks some good questions like, you know, how do you feel? How are you handling this? How are you going to hold up? And then we fast forward to Chris and Vincent's interaction. And Vincent is saying, I mean, not Vincent, Chris is saying how he slept with Paige already the night of and the morning of, and how, you know, the girlfriend is 6 weeks along, 6 weeks pregnant, but she knew already and she's just now telling him. And I just feel like he just really wants the attention.
Because
he's so dramatic.
You can tell in all their interactions, just the way he acts, even though Paige is the one who has been going through so much and is so hurt, it's like a push and pull with him. Like, it's like a fun game for him. Like,
yeah. What's wrong?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
You know what's wrong.
No, don't worry about it. I just got some devastating news, but don't worry about it.
He wants the back and forth.
Do you really want to know?
Okay.
Do you want to talk about it?
Let's go away. Let's go. I'll tell you.
What's wrong with you? So basically, you know, in their conversations, Bree, you know, kept it real with her and was like, well, you know, make sure you think about yourself.
Right.
Well, you know, don't even, as terrible as it may sound, which it doesn't sound terrible because it's Chris we're talking about here. You know, Bree tells her, get him out the picture, girl. What do you want to do? Focus on yourself. What is going to make you feel okay with you? What can you live with at the end of the day? Which is great advice because Chris is doing his own thing. Chris is doing what Chris want to do.
Yep.
The whole time.
Because even in her conversation with Brianna, she actually says that she doesn't know if Chris is going to want to continue the marriage because he may want to be with the ex-fiance now that she is having his baby. And it's just like, why is that your concern?
Right.
Why are you worried about what he's going to do or what he wants to do? What about what you want to do? The ball is in your court.
How many more signs do you need, girl?
She just keeps acting like she doesn't.
Like you said, day 3.
Day 3.
When Vincent is talking to Chris, he's like, if I was her, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
If I was Paige, I'd be mad right now. So.
And Chris says it himself. If it was me, I would leave. Chris says that he would leave. Brianna goes into the confessional and says, if it was me, I would leave. Vincent goes into the confessional and says, if it was me, I would leave.
Vincent and Bree get back together and say, hey, if it was me, I'd be I'd dip. I think his exact words, I would have dipped out. I think that's what Vincent said.
Absolutely.
Everyone's in agreement here. She seems like the type like all the men have to leave her.
Exactly.
She's not gonna walk away. She's not gonna leave.
She's not the one to do the leaving. The men have to leave her.
They are going to keep doing whatever they want. They're going to rock bottom her.
Yes.
A-Town stomp on her, heel toe on her.
Yeah.
And she just gonna be like, well, you know, sometimes life is tough.
It's a difference between going through the hard times and just taking bull crap for no reason.
That's like, you know how you see those stupid memes where they're like, oh well, look at whoever, Gabrielle Union doing weight. Sometimes you gotta suffer to get your can, or Gucci Man and Keisha.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta suffer through to get your king. Like, no, you don't have to suffer to get love. You don't have to suffer to be happy.
Right.
That doesn't even make any sense.
No.
Hard times come and go doesn't mean that, oh, you get to do whatever the heck you want, treat me however the heck you want until you finally be like, oh, is this a good person I have around? Let me act right. That's not what that means.
That's not how it works.
It just means that, you know, you never know what life can throw at you, so we might go through hard times together.
Right.
Not you causing the hard time. Woo, that's not what that means.
You saying a word right now.
I'm just saying.
That's
they
it
need
right
to know.
there. No, that's it right there.
If you don't know, now you know. Come on now. I'm going to start collecting offer from y'all. Y'all about to.
So then let's go to Chris and Paige when they go to dinner. So at this point, you know, Chris opens the floor and says pretty much, you know, how are you feeling? You know, like, what's on your mind? And Paige actually says the right thing and says, you know, I'm gonna let you start this. Like you tell me, you lead. And it pretty much goes nowhere. Chris just says like, well, I told you everything, so what's on your mind now? Like, you know?
What do you want to eat? No, what do you want to eat? No, what do you want to eat?
Oh my God, I can't. It's a lot.
Oh
Whew. After all of this happened, he asked, so if today was decision day, if today was a decision day, what would be your decision? Like, why?
What kind of dumb question is that?
Why are we just talking to be talking
I
at this
just
point?
found out that the man I'm married to has his ex-fiance pregnant. If today was decision day, I'd love to stick around. Sounds like a good time to me.
What would you say? What would you do?
What kind of dumb question is that,
Paige
Chris?
lies and says, I think I would have to walk away. Now, this is what gets me about Paige. Paige goes into this whole monologue about how she's a no-nonsense, doesn't take...
When she said, where?
You're
You're all types of nonsense, Paige.
Girl!
When were you no nonsense?
Since when?
You been taking all the nonsense. You been eating the nonsense up.
That doesn't waste
With
any
hot
time.
sauce.
Don't waste my time. I won't waste your time. No nonsense kind of chick. Whoop-de-whoop-whoop. It's
just too much.
Oh my goodness. It's a lot. It's a lot. So
in true Chris fashion, she says, do you still have feelings for her? Matter of fact, does she, in her head, does she think that there's a chance that, you know, you two could get back together? And Chris says,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's a lot.
It's a
It's
lot.
built up in here. Chris says, none of that matters.
Yep.
Because I'm married to you. And you're my wife and you come first. It absolutely matters. What are you talking about, Chris? How does that not matter?
As soon as he said that, her whole face was like,
Paige,
she got so gassed.
Girl.
You come first. He's like, you come first between my mom, between my the ex-fiance. You come first between anybody. Before my kid, you come first.
She's so easy.
Gas.
It does not take much.
It don't take much, girl.
And Paige is just pew.
Yep. All the logic gone. That's all he needs to say. So then he goes to say, how could you, do you feel like you could be a stepmother role kind of situation? And it's just like, whew, like I would have had to take some breath.
Then he talks about, because I want to give you some babies.
Oh my God.
3 days ago, you weren't attracted to me.
Woo.
Now you want me to have your child. Am I in the Twilight Zone?
Girl,
Somebody lying. See, that's what I'm saying about Paige.
Yep.
Paige, does that make sense to you?
It doesn't.
Does that add up?
It doesn't.
1 + 1 = 2.
But all the things that don't make sense, she rationalizes it away by saying God is going to handle the decision. It's in God's hands. That's how she, like every time she's stuck at a place where she has to confront reality, she just brings God into the equation and says, God will take care of it.
You ever heard that story where they're like, a man was drowning in the ocean and a boat came by and he's
Pursuit of Happiness.
And
Yeah.
And a boat came by. Oh no, God will take care of me, and the boat drives off.
Yes.
Then another boat comes by and another boat, and then the man dies and goes to heaven. God, I had faith in you that you would help me. Why you ain't help me? I done sent you 3 boats.
Yep.
So now she's saying
God is revealing.
That God wouldn't let
3.
me give me anything that I can't handle. God is giving you so many signs.
So many signs. By day, before you get to investing, he's giving you everything by day 3 that you need to run. You need to go the other way.
God saw you.
God is trying to help you. And you are using God as an excuse to continue the ignorance.
Hello? He saw you messed up night 1.
Yes.
And he said, word, let me create the situation where he tells her he's not even attracted to her.
Yes.
And what do?
Stick around.
Keep on going. God, like, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't got nothing to do with this.
The real reality of it is just, I'm insecure, I'm damaged, and I am not confident that I will be able to find somebody who's going to truly love me. So I don't want to give up on this process because I feel like this is my last
the
option.
thing that I want, I already have in this process, a husband.
Right.
So I just gotta find a way to make it work. But you're struggling, you're drowning. Why you wanna?
All for a husband.
You're drowning in a kiddie pool. Stand up,
child.
Like you can literally walk out of your situation.
Literally.
You're just like, oh nope, nothing I can do.
Oh my!
Get up, girl.
Gosh. Yes.
Run.
You are
for your life.
Yes, you are saying it right now.
So then Chris pisses me off even more because he just keeps going with the nonsense. You know, I feel like in a marriage, every day is decision day. Love is... See, this is what I was talking about Chris before, where he just says a bunch of words that sound right. Yeah. And people love to hear. Love is not a feeling. Yeah. It's a choice.
It is. No, that's true.
I want to wake up every day and choose.
But that's not what you feel.
Exactly.
Stop you got that out of a Hallmark card.
Exactly.
Like,
you got that out of a movie.
Like, be quiet. That's not you, though. That's not what you're showing. That's not what you're doing. Like, shut up, please.
Every time I watch Chris, I'm like, insane. All right.
Paige goes on to say that she actually has had an experience where she was somewhat of a stepmother, where she had a child living with her, and you know, she said that like she adopted that pretty well. But then she goes to say that, you know, in that situation, the child came first. And she really appreciates how Chris stated that, you know, it's God, your spouse, and then everything else comes after. Because he said that she's first, that
it triggered her old...
She just
this
went
is what I wanted to hear from back then. Now I'm excited again. But really, what do words mean?
But back then, that was his daughter, and you were just a girlfriend, so why would you come first? You weren't married to him.
Hello.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, just the immaturity of it all. Why are you expecting to come first as a girlfriend? That is his daughter. She should come first. You're just my girlfriend. I'm not married to you. Why would you expect that from somebody? Just because you want to buy the cow and give the milk for free, you was living with him, you was taking care of his daughter, and he wasn't marrying you. So now you feel like you should come first. Well, he wasn't marrying you. So that's why you're not first. Get it through your head. And then you want to use that situation to kind of parallel to what you're going through now. You're on day 3 of marriage. The homegirl is pregnant. What is wrong with you? Apparently, God has a purpose. If you ask me, the purpose is to show you the light.
How crazy you looking out here.
That's the purpose.
I'm going to put her on national TV.
Woo!
On the big screen.
Oh, look at that.
So that you can see.
So, pretty much all the couples are getting together at this point. All the couples are there except for Virginia and Eric. So, they're late. So
guess she had to do that hair,
right? Maybe she got it wet. I guess so. So pretty much everybody's talking, everything is good, and then what was the question? They asked Paige and Chris like pretty much like how's it going, and Paige comes out with this just completely dance around the question answer.
Paige, you are missing your calling, sis. Be a PR agent. Because the way that you can spin a story, they said, so how's everything going? She said, you know, sometimes in life, things get hard, but I think that is what makes us strong as a couple. Yes. And helps us get through the... I'm like...
These aren't challenges. What? These are life changers. These are not, it's not a challenge where you just go and you get over it and you move forward. No, this is a child. Once this child is born, we have to raise this child. This is somebody that is going to be a part of your life for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life.
It don't stop at 18. That's still his child.
Day 3 of your stepmom.
Day 3.
Ain't even talk about having no kids yet. Day 3 your stepmom. Already. Out the gate.
So So then I gotta give it up to my girl Clara, yo.
Clara's not having it.
Woo!
Clara's not having it with Chris.
Clara is not here for it, okay? Clara might be one of us, okay?
I think Clara, she a little extra now.
You know? But
she don't play no games.
So then Clara goes into her little confessional and she goes and says, like, you know, she's like, couldn't be me.
I wish it would.
Clara was like, I don't know what y'all want me to say, but couldn't be me.
She better than me. Wouldn't be me.
That's right, Clara. Tell him, Clara. Because, I mean, dang, like, at the end of the day, have some respect for yourself. Jeez. And then she mentioned Stockholm Syndrome. And
had me on I fell out when she said, she was like, Stockholm Syndrome.
Yo, Clara with the shade. Everyone is like, oh, you know, okay, you know, I hope you guys get through it, whatever the case may be. And then Chris has a full-on tantrum because he's upset that everyone is there for Paige and giving Paige words, encouraging words, but no one has words for him.
What about me? What about my needs? Chris, you're the cause of this.
Yes. Like, he goes into the corner and starts crying. Like, I need to know, is this like a thing that men do? Like, crying is a way to, like, get out of being an a-hole. Like, I just don't understand how.
Cry every day, B.
Whew, I just never seen it.
I seen it.
The crying. How many times can you
It's
cry
just
in 3 days? So much crying.
Every time, Chris. Every time some accountability comes up, it's just that. Boy, if you don't get out of here,
he's a
you
whole
ain't even
toddler.
crying for real.
He's a whole toddler.
A
Fake
whole
crying
baby.
at that. Just fake crying at that.
Why are you crying
Ooh.
about nothing happened to you,
And
Chris?
then here comes Paige. Here comes Paige. What's troubling you?
Bruh, I was like, not Paige consoling him.
Again.
Not you consoling him.
Oh my God. He tells the camera.
What he say?
Girl. I'm just upset because it seems like everyone is extremely in tune with their couples and they got exactly what they asked for, what they described to the matchmakers what they wanted, and I didn't get what I asked for, what I described to the matchmakers what I wanted. So now I'm mad.
I feel like I'm stuck in this.
And you can make a decision to leave too. Nobody's handcuffing you to this girl.
Part. That's another thing that bothers me about Chris. Chris, why are you acting like you're fighting for this marriage you don't want?
Exactly.
You don't want her. You never did want her. So
then Virginia and Eric come in. They're just like,
ooh.
Hi.
At this point, I was like,
everybody's doing good.
Eric, did you have a drink?
He asked, where's the champagne?
Woo,
He was
where
like,
party? They came in lit.
Like, it was lit.
The best thing about being married. That's
right.
That was the question.
Yeah, so everyone's talking. They explain their answer, and then it comes back around to Chris and Paige. Oh, yeah, because Chris and Paige come back after Virginia and Eric come back. And then Paige asks, well, what's the question? And then they ask the question. And then Chris is like, all right, well, you know, I guess I might as well just, you know, tell you guys again. You guys weren't here for this before.
Not that I had to explain myself. I don't have to explain myself to anyone. I don't owe any of y'all explanation.
Yep.
Nobody said you did, Chris. You're just mad because you have to repeat this again and you know you sound crazy.
Exactly.
Don't get mad at them.
So then he explains it pretty much. Ex-fiance is pregnant. And then Virginia with the one-liners says, is it yours? I'm like, whoo.
She said that so fast.
Like,
yeah, my ex is pregnant. Is it yours?
Where they do that at, Virginia? But at the same time, it is a valid question, but it's not a question for you to be asking at this time in front of these people.
That might be a question you might pull Paige to the side and be like,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, exactly. Because not for nothing, they weren't in a committed relationship at the time that they conceived. So if you're not having any serious ties and it was just something that happened, who's to say that she wasn't seeing somebody else at the time? Not really calling her a hoe or anything, but just to say that, you know, she's single, he's single. They could have been dating more than one person at a time.
I really feel like Chris was offended that she asked that because he still has feelings for his ex.
Right.
I feel like that's why he got mad that she said that. Like, don't talk about her like that. Of course it's mine.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Because Paige was quiet. Paige sat back and waited for the answer. Paige was sitting down. She was just
realistically, Paige probably wanted to know too. Like,
she wants to ask. She wanted to ask. She wanted to ask, but she wasn't going to. Yeah.
Which is weird because Paige, everything is on your side. You know, I don't understand why you're acting like you got to tiptoe around something.
Absolutely not.
It's your world.
Woo! Here goes Eric. Eric just wants to.
He just wants to be a
take
father
control
in every
of the situation. He wants to be an authoritarian in every situation for some reason. And he says, you have a beautiful woman there. And you make sure you focus on that woman. And she is a gorgeous woman. And you make sure you focus on her. Okay there, son. And it's just like, bro, who is you talking to?
How you gonna tell me what to do?
How you gonna come at me? How you know that I'm not focusing on her? How you just got here? Like, why are you trying to make sure?
He sounded like he was Paige father. Don't mess this up.
Yeah, like
my little girl over there.
Yeah, like who are you? What are you doing? So I mean, he meant well, but that was too much for me.
It was a lot.
And then
my girl Virginia.
They said after he said that, they don't miss a beat. Virginia and Eric were in.
They were like, your turn.
Your turn. Listen, they don't miss a beat. As soon as he says that, you need to focus on her. Here go Virginia. Well, you got 9 months. Oh my God. Yo. Virginia.
The way I was like, they're on a roll.
Yes.
Tonight.
They're completely like, they just going at it. And that's where we leave off pretty much. That was the end. That was the end of it. So, Married at First Sight, episode 5. I think that was my favorite episode so far.
It was a lot going on.
Yeah.
You know.
That was a lot. I mean, honestly, I feel bad for Paige, but I don't feel bad for nobody who don't feel bad for themselves. Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. You can't want
it more than you do.
At this point, I'm going to just take it for what it is, and it's entertainment, because obviously you don't care about how you look, so I ain't gone, you know.
I can't be out here just, like she said,
Stockholm
syndrome. What's going on with you? You're not being held captive.
Nope.
For your life.
But apparently, you know, if that's the choice that she wants to make, then that's the choice she's gonna make. But thank you guys for watching. Again, Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 5. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And we'll see you in our next video.
Check out some of our other videos.
Yes.
And again, if you guys want us to watch something and review it, let us know.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see you in our next video. Thank you guys. Bye.
Good morning.
Good energy.
Today we gonna spread
good energy.
Today we gonna share
good energy.
I go to work.
Today gonna be a great day.
Good
Wake
energy.
up, thank God, drink water, meditate.
Good
First
energy.
5 minutes will dictate your whole day. All about that positivity and raising up your frequency.
Good
If you
energy.
negative, you will get removed immediately.
Good
Say
energy.
eat clean, alkaline, nourishing.
Good
What you
energy.
put in your body's important for your energy.
Good
If you're
energy.
Debbie Downer, this is probably